When I made the switch from computer science to creative writing, I took a very simple, personal oath. I will fight for the defense of all forms of speech, regardless of if I agree with what someone has to say. At tech school, I'd sat by on the sidelines in the early years of Gamergate, watching my favorite hobby portrayed as something vile and disgusting, and I didn't understand why it was happening. Back then, my declared major was video game design. I failed to see how a collection of sprites, comments, zeros, and ones could be construed as something offensive and in dire need of regulation. I didn't say anything because I didn't think I had anything to add. I know what it's like to be staring down the barrel of the politically correct cannons. Not in the same manner as Count Dankula, which is who this video is about, but to some degree. I was going to save this story for its own video, but considering recent events, it seems awfully fitting. Last year, I was kicked out of a dorm for making a joke about school shootings on Twitter. It wasn't even that funny, just pure edge. I don't know how my roommate at the time found my account, or why it took him to that specific tweet. All I know is that he made a complaint about it to the residential director 2 months after the tweet was made, citing issues of personal safety. After explaining to staff that I was not, nor had any intentions of, purchasing a firearm, I was forcibly transferred to another building. Explaining my intent didn't matter. I was still guilty and sentenced accordingly, all to preserve the feels of my roommate. It was enough of a joke for Count Dankula's sentence to be pushed back a month after his conviction. The fact that no sentence has been issued immediately means, at least to me, that he's standing under a very shaky conviction at best, and there's still time for this to be overturned. Now consider this my rallying cry as I assemble under the banner of Vernaculus. The war for free speech is on, and Dankula's trial is the shot heard round the world. What was once a scattered collection of college campus skirmishes over key phrases and denied speakers has escalated into a matter of state against citizen. A private institution may have the right to do as it pleases. A government, just as a publicly funded university, does not. The purpose of a government is to secure and uphold the rights of those it serves, and Scotland's courts have violated that purpose. You have no reason nor requirement to curb your will to match that of those around you. Whose code do we submit to beyond our own? What standard should we follow other than our own? Call it a purely emotional outburst, a hair-trigger knee-jerk reaction. But seeing Dankula convicted of a charge so vague as gross offense confirms that free speech is dead in the UK. Britain, you might make fun of us Yanks for our cold beers and automatic lead throwers, but at least we have the freedom to crack a joke at the expense of one of the most destructive ideologies in history. Don't be afraid to think and to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to say what you mean. Fight this, Britain, and fight like you mean it. 1984 isn't here yet, and with a little push, it will never come.